The Phonics Dictionary. Phonics, a system of teaching reading and writing which uses the sounds in words. As a first step, children are taught to listen for and identify each of the sounds they hear in a word. Each sound is a phoneme. So we have k, a, t for cat. For the word shop, we have sh, o, p. For stream, we have s, t, e, m. And for highway, we have h, I, w, a. This skill gets harder as the words get longer. So here's the tip. Count the number of movements your mouth makes. Each sound is represented by one discrete movement. So if you're unsure how many sounds are actually in a word, say the word and count how many times your mouth moves. So if we take a word like stream again and say it slowly, s, t, e, m, 5 sounds. After children are taught to listen for each of the sounds within a word, they are then introduced to which letters or groups of letters make each sound. This is called a grapheme. To read using phonics, children are taught to look at the letters in a word, think about the sounds they make, and blend them together to read the word. K, a, t, cat. Sh, o, p, shop. To write a word, children are asked to say a word and listen for the sounds they can hear, think about the letters which these sounds might make, and write them in the correct order. So we have d, o, g, dog. Phoneme, a unit of spoken sound. There are 44 phonemes or possible sounds that the letters of the English language can be put together to make. Phonemes can be made by one letter, known as a single sound. They can also be made by 2 or 3 letters working together to create a new sound. A single sound. A sound made by one letter. A, b, k, d, e. In fact, all the letters in the alphabet make a single sound. For example, the word dog is made of 3 single sounds. D, o, g. Other longer words, such as stamp, are made up of 5 sounds, each made by a single letter. S, t, a, m, p. But be careful. The number of letters in a word does not tell you how many sounds there are in that word. It's about the number of sounds you hear, not the letters which are written. Remember to count the number of movements your mouth makes. So for another longer word, like knighthood, we have 10 letters, but only 6 sounds. N, I, t, h, d. This word contains single sounds like t and h. Digraphs or blends such as n and u, and a trigraph, I, which leads us on to our next definition. A digraph, a sound made by 2 letters working as a team. So we have words like shop, sh, o, p, where the sh sound is made by the digraph sh. We have b, b, e, where the e sound is made by 2 letters working as a team, e and e. In the word chin, we have the digraph ch, where the c and the h have come together to make a new sound, ch. Putting your finger under each of these sounds and then swoosh to blend. A trigraph, a sound made by 3 letters acting as a team. So here we have sounds like I, ear, air, where 3 letters have come together to make that new sound. So in words like night, we have n, I, t, a word with 3 sounds where the I sound is made by IGH. We have fear, f, ear, only 2 sounds in this word, because one of them is a trigraph, 3 letters going ear. We have hair, h, air, 2 sounds again in this word, and 4 letters. This is because the h is a single sound and air is a trigraph. A grapheme. These are the letters used to write down a sound. We know that sounds can be made by 1, 2 or 3 letters. The grapheme is the way that we write the sound down to create a word. So to write the word shock, I would write sh, o, k. 3 sounds written using 3 graphemes containing 5 letters. Some sounds are recorded in more than one way. So for one phoneme, there can be different graphemes. S is a good example of this. We most commonly use a single S to make the S sound, but we can also record this sound using double S, as in boss, SE, as in please, C, as in city, or CE, as in practice. Sounding out a word. To look at a word, identify and say each of the sounds aloud to read it. So for example, if we take the word big, we put our finger underneath each sound, b, I, g, and then blend big. And smash, we would say s, m, a, sh, and then blend smash. Which leads us to our next definition, blend, to put all the sounds in a word together and read it. So b, I, g, swish, big, s, m, a, sh, swish, smash. It's important that children are encouraged to blend by saying the sounds in a short, sharp way so they can hear the sounds when blending. Try not to add the sound on the end of the individual sounds. So we want b, I, g, big, rather than b, I, g. Split digraph. 2 letters working together to make one sound which are split by a consonant. A split digraph is 2 letters working as a team which are split by a consonant. There are 5 split digraphs, 1 for each of the vowels. When we say the word smile, we say s, m, I, l. The I sound is made by the letters I and E working together. You might know this as magic E. CVC word. A word made with a consonant, a vowel and a consonant. A tricky word. A word which a child cannot yet sound out using the sounds they know at their stage of learning. Phonics is a system or a code. As with all systems, there are rules or guidelines. These are set out in phases which the children work through. They start in phase 2 in reception, working to phase 6 in year 2. Each phase has a set of tricky words. These are words which don't fit the phonics rules that they have learnt, but which they will read frequently. Often they go on to learn the rules which fit these words later on, so the tricky words in each phase are different. For example, in phase 2 you will learn that an A makes the a sound, but for some of the first words you learn to read, this isn't true. So we have words like was and want. In year 2 they will learn that an A which follows a wh sound makes an o sound. So in a phase 2 sentence which a child would read in reception, we have an I and a was as tricky words with 3-letter words which the child will be able to read by sounding out using the sounds which they have learnt. When reading with a child, we need to help them recognise the tricky words by learning them by sight. If a child sounds out a tricky word, then we need to ask them, does this sound right in this sentence? I was sat on a rug. Was? Which word could this be? This is why you will often find lists of words to learn in reception as well as the letter sounds. Initial sound, the first sound you hear in a word. So for the word frog, it would be f. The medial sound, the sound in the middle of a word. In the word frog, we have 2 medial sounds, the and the o. The end sound, the last sound you hear in a word. Again, in the word frog, The last sound is a g, g, g. Children are encouraged to listen for the sounds in order: initial, medial, and then final.